No, you can see her in the back, and then she scratches you. Like you can feel scratches behind your back, and she curses you for life. और अगर मिरर टूट गया, that means she has not cursed you. पर अगर मिरर वैसा ही है, she is with you for life.
In his sleep, towards like maybe in the last 2 months before his death, in his sleep, he would talk to people. He'd have his eyes open, asleep, looking at the bloody cupboard in the corner, talking to someone, having a conversation. I'd wake up at night, he's having a conversation with nobody.
So next day, just trying to make sense of it. So mom said कि तुमने किसी का काल देख लिया. Generally, you're not supposed to see it, but if you see it, it follows you. So I was like scared again, but fortunately nothing happened.
Hi, I'm Bhushan Tripathi.
Hi, I'm Nushazar.
Hey, I'm Mimoh. And this is the Three Amigos podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Three Desi Amigos podcast. This is me, Mimoh Chakrabarti, alongside my co-hosts and friends and brothers, Bhushan and Nushazar. Hey, guys. Welcome
Hey,
back.
Guys,
So,
thank you for having us, Mimoh.
it's my honor. It's my humble pleasure. And I'm so grateful to have you both coming on this podcast every week. It's so
The
good.
payment is a little late, but I'll give it to you.
But you see, no, that is so avoidable. That conversation is avoidable. But you see what I'm doing? It's 2025. So I'm being grateful for everything. Like 2024, I realized that, कुछ भी बोलो है मेरे भाई लोग ही. So I have let gone of 2024. Now it's 2025. Yeah. Let gone ना कि let go. क्या है भाई
Let
बोल
go.
दे. No, I'm talking in past tense ना.
But I've let go.
But okay चलो. The point is, मतलब जो दिल की जो बात है, वो ये है कि it's all forgiven. It's okay. I forgive you both. चलता है.
I
I'm
forgive
being
that
the better man.
little grammar mistake you made as well. I forgive it.
हाँ. See ना, no matter what you say, it's like I love you, Nushaz.
Even-
Nice.
Exactly.
जितना तेरे को मुझे करेक्ट करना है तू कर ले.
I correct you because I care.
मैंने दे दिया दान. I've given it.
Hmm.
Yeah. No. So how has your New Year been so far?
Very good. I have enjoyed it.
So very good. Very good.
I have a new toy to play with, so experimenting with that.
Toy as in like what?
My piece.
Oh, okay. Yes. Your PC. We will talk about PCs and electronics soon in the coming episodes. Yeah. So yes. And Bhushan, how have you been?
Good, bhai. New Year's, new resolutions, new hopes. So things are
Fingers
looking up.
crossed. Good. So yes. So great. So before we begin, as you all know, the famous T-shirt game. Bhushan, I'm seeing something which is I'm very fond of. It's written army. So tell us, what is this army about? What is this T-shirt about?
So since you are getting very close to January 26th, to our Republic Day, the next three T-shirts that I have is a homage to our forces. So to begin with, first one is Army, the land warfare.
1 second,
So
hold
see-
on. Alexa, stop. I don't know how that happened.
Playing army music, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell her name. You guys saw that, right?
He said
Yeah, she's
army
always
और वो
listening.
बजने लगा.
That is now
Spooky.
that is making me a little nervous. Not
They're always listening.
This is actually playing so well into the topic of today's episode.
exactly. I'm not even
And-
going to edit this. It has to be there. Scary.
So
Scary. Yeah.
this is a homage to Indian Army.
Okay.
All
So that's
our
good, that's
heroes
good.
out there
Of course.
on
of
the
course.
border. They are
know.
awake so we can sleep. So can never thank them enough.
True. And of course, we will be making a very special episode on, Republic Day. And as Bhushan said, they are the bravest men and women out there, who put their
definitely.
lives on the line for the nation. For them, they have a family, but even, Bharat Mata is also their family. So they literally prove it every single minute, second, hour of their life. So, salute to you. You are our
Like-
true heroes.
I could genuinely never, unless I was like forced to draft myself, I could never. It's like that.
Fair enough. No, but as I said,
Genuinely.
no,
It's
but
like a
see,
massive. No. It's a compliment only. Ki these people you know, they put everyone else before themselves.
True.
It's incredible, bhai. That's what
I
I'm trying to tell you. कि
as I said,
मेरे से
that's
तो होता नहीं. It's a massive thing to undertake.
true. True. Most bravest thing on earth. The most bravest thing. So definitely we will be doing a very very special episode for Republic Day. So stay tuned for that. Speaking of episodes, today is a very very unique episode because as discussed in the earlier episodes that we would be talking about conspiracy theories which are still going to come out very soon, and talking about superstitions, which we did. Today we're talking about urban legends. Now abhi kya hai urban legends? What is the basic meaning of urban legends? Something happened to a friend of a friend of a friend. That is what urban legends is. It's stories which you have been listening throughout generations, and you don't know whether they're true, you don't know whether they're not. That's the basic fascination of urban legends. And I think all of us believe in some kind of a legend. All of us believe कि देखो, yeah, this road से इस road से मत जाना, वहां पर वो बैठती है, फलाना फलाना. So yes,
Correct.
today we're going to be discussing about urban legends. So you guys tell me, do you believe in urban legends to begin with?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of them.
No,
Like-
like why do you believe in urban legends? is what
So
I'm
for me, the idea is कि something happened and then उसका Chinese whispers हो गया.
saying. Okay.
It's basically how history works or how any mythological story works. There is a base in reality, okay, which has now just been as a Chinese whispered to death after generations, like thousands of years, hundreds of years. So somewhere I'm like, if someone is saying ki, oh, this woman died on that road, so now she haunts the place, she must have died on that road. So I
True.
believe that part. But I don't know about the haunting thing until I maybe see it with my own eyes. वैसा है.
So,
So there is skepticism.
so like it's half baked for you.
Huh. Like there is a base in reality, which is how it started, or someone just made a story, whatever. But I believe कि ऐसा, there is a base in reality to it.
वही तो ना कि शायद है शायद नहीं है. That's the mystery. And
Basically.
unless you go through it, you will not know.
Exactly.
Yes. And what about you, Bhushan?
I always believe that there cannot be smoke without fire. So obviously there was something. So I remember as a child वो हमें दादी माँ कहानियां सुनाया करती थी कि यहाँ पे ऐसा होता था, ये पेड़ पे ये बैठती थी और वहां पे जो जाता था उसे खा जाती थी. So I still remember those, and even if you see all our movies, डरना मना है, डरना जरूरी है, स्त्री, all of these massive success movies are also coming from urban legends, including the Tehkhana, Purana Mandir, दो गज जमीन के नीचे. There was something. So somebody picked up the idea and made an elaborate movie out of it. Okay. But obviously there was an idea. There's something like that. Somebody had an experience, somebody shared that, oh, this happened. And somebody like, oh, acha ye hua. Okay, let's tell a story about it. So same way that happens to us, our friends, family, loved ones, dadu, dadi, nanu, nani, always come up that, there was something fascinating. Now, because my daughter is 3, okay, so every night she's like, Dada story. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'll make a story. I don't make any of those horror stories because she's still in that age where she picks up things very fast. So if I tell her a story 3 days back, Peppa Pig and Baby Tiger, she will tell me Peppa Pig and Baby Tiger. So she remembers. So I don't want her to register any of this, the ghost, the monster. So every time she says, Dada monster, I said, there are no monsters, baby. They're only angels.
So true. Nice. Very
So
nice.
So that's how it is. I think, for us, वो अमर चित्र कथा हो, विक्रम बेताल हो, right from those days, Nushazar cannot relate. But
I
obviously,
can.
urban,
Vikram Vedal used to scare the shit out of me.
exactly, same for us.
True,
Used
true.
to scare the
So,
shit out of me. I was like,
We
what
have all
the
तो
been
hell is
through
बोला
it.
this?
मैं चला.
We
So,
have all
yeah.
been through it. Yeah.
So even in English movies, if you see, whether it is Le Laruna, whether it is The Hitchhiker, any of those are all a part of the urban legends. I see on YouTube, I see a lot of this stuff. There is this Russian dancer or some dancer,
Ah.
who dances with a knife, and they've captured it on video. Okay. And anybody who's captured the video is not alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did they upload the videos?
So the thing is that a lot of these videos have been done live, like a Facebook live or an Insta live. Okay, so that is how the record is still there. It is just said that if you see this lady, dancing lady with the knife, just run.
वो ऐसे ऐसे नाचती है.
हाँ.
Correct, correct.
उसमें पिक्चर भी बनाई हो ना. There's also a movie out there, on the dancing lady, which is scary like shit. And they show the videos, right from 20 years back till date. She looks exactly the same. And
Urban legend.
there are 8 videos on YouTube of this dancing lady. Okay, and
Hmm.
none of the 8 guys are alive.
So, what you said about the dancing lady, we're definitely going to be putting that link in the description, so you guys also can check it out. And Bhushan, तूने जो कहा था अभी, about that old lady, the chudel sitting on the tree trunk. Same kahani my grandfather used to tell me when I was a kid.
Right.
मतलब it's such a famous कहानी कि यार उस पेड़ पे जाके ना सुसु मत करना, बिकॉज
Hmm.
अगर तुमने सुसु कर लिया पैंट को उल्टा करके सुसु करो. Like I'm like, what
Hmm.
is this concept? Because if you do susu there, she is sitting there and she will eat you. तो मुझे अभी भी
Right.
याद है, I used
Yeah.
to go, like we had this duplex flat in Garden View, Bandra, okay. So my grandpa used to live in the 6th floor, हम लोग 7th में रहते थे. So on the weekends, मैं जाता था नीचे and I used to hear grandpa's stories, and this was his most famous story. कि
Hmm.
वो बुड्ढी उस पेड़ के ऊपर बैठती है, and I was like, my God,
Yeah.
I would feel scared, but at the same time so fascinated. कि
All
यार
right.
वो ऐसी चुड़ैल है. So I get what you're saying. That is
Yeah.
crazy. But speaking of urban legends, most scariest urban legend which I've never tried, by the way, to do is Bloody Mary. Abhi kyun hai? Let me tell you guys what Bloody Mary is. Of course, urban legend goes back to time. उसके बहुत से versions है, but basically the culmination is that if you go up to a mirror and look at yourself and say Bloody Mary 3 times, she appears in the back. You can see her in the back. And then she scratches you. Like you can feel scratches behind your back. And she curses you for life. और अगर मिरर टूट गया, that means she has not cursed you. पर अगर मिरर वैसा ही है, she is with you for life. तो मेरी अभी भी फटती है. मैं कभी भी, तुम लोग जितना बोल दो पैसा, डेर वेर, कभी भी मैं ये नहीं कर पाऊंगा to go to a mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times, because there are versions. You say 21 times, you light a
Hmm.
candle, या फिर कुछ, and they say that she is the evil version of Mother Mary. बहुत से versions है. So
Hmm.
many of them are there, but Bloody Mary is the scariest for me. What is for you guys?
Against,
For
like
me,
Bloody Mary. Sorry,
yeah.
continue.
Yeah.
For me, I think it is always that, so there was this serial, when we were kids called Ahat. Okay.
No, Nushazar, do you know
And
art? What he's saying?
I watched art.
so
ठीक है, ठीक है.
आहट जब आता था उसमें there were several series. मानो या ना मानो एक था, जी हॉरर शो एक था. So some I managed to retain, but I think there was one wherein there is this lady clad in white and she is all white. Okay, the makeup is also white. So she stands on the street and she cries. Okay.
Okay.
And whenever somebody used to die, she will stand on the street and she will cry. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking. Saying.
सुनने से भी हो
So
रहा है वो. हाँ.
so she and it was a very typical cry, like and the next thing somebody's had an accident, somebody who was sick dies, somebody had a cardiac arrest or something like that. So she would be there at where people are dying and she would just stand and cry. Okay. And the thing is that as a child I've always felt that these dogs who stand and cry, you hear the dogs cry at times. So हम ऐसा बचपन में हमें कहा जाता है कि कुत्ते बिल्लियों को काल दिखता है, so they can see the reaper coming to take a soul. Okay, so it still scares the shit out of me when I hear a dog cry. I was like, and it reminds me of that woman in white that she used to stand and cry, so somebody's going to. That is one thing that is stuck with me, and I think even growing up over the years, I still have that feeling that somebody's going.
Correct, correct. Before Nishaza, you tell me yours, I want to just interject in Bhushan's
Mhm.
story. Like the lady in white, because we're talking about urban legends, there are many versions of the lady in white. जैसे
Ah.
Bhushan ने कहा था, one is the crying
Then
one.
yours is the one in the tree.
No, that is not lady in white. That is just a chudel. लंबे
हाँ
बाल
बट
वाले
वो भी तो वाइट ही
तकिए.
होती है ना.
No, my grandpa never gave me a description of
अच्छा.
clothing. He just said कि एक चुड़ैल बैठती है बस,
Then
and I was
then
terrified
then
of that.
then there would be that one on the highways and all.
Yeah, exactly. The hitchhiker, the lady in white. Even La Llorona, what Bhushan mentioned,
La
it's a
Llorona, yes.
Mexican folklore. Okay, she drowned her babies because
Hmm.
she came to know that her husband is having an affair. So in that fit of rage, she went to a pond and she, killed her babies. And in that trauma, she killed herself. So her soul is not resting. So whenever she finds babies near the pond, she wants to take them. So she is the lady in white, La Llorona.
Hmm.
And जैसे अभी भूषण ने mentioned किया, what Nushazar mentioned, the hitchhiker. Like once a year on that highway, if you see a woman in white and if she says or she wants to catch a ride because she wants to go back to her parents' house, she's actually the ghost of that girl because she died in an accident going to her parents' house. In fact, you won't believe I was doing the script writing course. Mayur sir was there last week. So in his course, I had to write a story. And I wrote a story called The Lady in White. How crazy is that? And I mixed the urban legend into family, and I made a short story upon how this guy picks her up. He falls in love with her instantly, but then she's not there, and he has to take her home. And he goes home and sees that there's a party happening, but it's for the memory of this girl. That's a later story, but yeah, that's The Lady in White. So there's so many iterations of that legend, you know. And Nushaza, what about you?
So, like you said, Bloody Mary, na? I had actually watched Candyman before I ever heard of Bloody Mary. Okay. So I think Bloody Mary came first and then Candyman came. है ना? Obviously, I feel that is the logical this thing. But I've always been scared of Candyman. पहली बात. And second, I don't know if this is an urban legend, okay, but so they say कि people who are near death, okay, they can see other people or like they can see ghosts because
Huh,
their
okay.
connection to like the spiritual realm is deepening and it's becoming stronger because they are shifting away from their mortal coil and stuff. And I saw this happening with my grandfather
Okay.
in his sleep towards like maybe in the last 2 months before his death. In his sleep he would talk to people. He'd have his eyes open asleep, looking at the bloody cupboard in the corner, talking to someone, having a conversation. I'd wake up at night, he's having a conversation with nobody. And it was like 2 months of just being scared, okay? But this is an urban legend. Like, I don't know if it's an urban legend. People believe it कि ऐसा connection होता है and stuff. And I'm seeing it happen. And I'm like, what the hell? ये क्या है चल रहा है भाई?
Crazy.
Like, that
Crazy.
is some of the scariest I've lived through.
No.
Because
Like,
when he was ill, I was sleeping next to him only because in case he needed help and all रात को.
okay. So
ठीक है?
yeah, imagine like
Like,
हम लोग तो सिर्फ
I've
बोल रहे हैं. हाँ, बोलो बोलो,
I've
sorry.
I've heard of this before. ठीक है? My grandfather himself was saying कि these people who are near death and have then recovered also will say कि हाँ, they used to talk to three people or like they could see people and stuff or they could see ghosts. And then I'm seeing it happen with my grandfather and I'm like, ये क्या हो रहा है भाई?
That is freaky.
Can you imagine how scared someone is? Like, you genuinely tell me you're sleeping, ठीक है? And like you wake up to someone talking. And then you see this person
Scary.
just like thoda sat up, eyes open, and just talking to someone, no one in the corner basically.
Damn. That
This is
is scary.
real.
And it's happening to you. You can see
It
it
happened to
happening.
me. It happened to me.
Damn, bro. That's crazy. Yeah.
It's
Crazy.
just so scary.
No, I know.
नींद नहीं
Listening
आता
to
था
it
उसके
only.
बाद.
किसका आएगा भाई? किसका आएगा? अभी आज सुबह ही हमारे जो महाराज किकी साहब, उनको मूड आया था कि इनको सुबह अपने बाथरूम जाना है 5:30 बजे. मैंने उठ के साफ किया, तब से मैं सोया ही नहीं. तो इमेजिन उसके लिए मैं उठ गया हूँ. इमेजिन व्हाट यू वेंट थ्रू. मतलब the degree is like 1 and 1000. So I can understand.
It was extremely scary.
I know. And speaking of the hook, speaking of Candyman, because Candyman has a hook for a
Hook
hand.
for a hand.
ये भी urban legend है. Like there is a very famous urban legend. Again, highway का ही है कि there's a couple going, like a young couple. They're going in the highway and their car breaks down, and then the radio there is that several from the mental asylum, several patients have
Escape.
ran away, escaped. हाँ, उनमें से एक है जिसके पास who has a hook for a hand. So then when they are like the car is broken down and then they are alone in the dark, they get to hear वो जो hook का होता है ना ऐसा, they get to hear it on the top of the roof, but they don't know whether it's him कि क्या है. And then suddenly the car starts and they run, they like speed the car ahead. So once they come to their destination, they actually see the hook on top of the roof. So again, urban legend, but very scary, to be in that situation. So yeah, urban legends is something you can keep talking and talking and talking.
There
Have you
are
guys?
But why
so many
there
there are.
हाँ
are
बोलो बोलो
so many urban legends even in mud where you stay.
क्या बात
'Cause
कर रहे
I have heard so many. You know,
हो?
we're
नहीं
talking about the lady in white. I've
हाँ
heard about the lady in red. So the
Isn't that
story
a
is
song?
that uh, maybe it is. I haven't heard it.
okay
But the story is that so there was a girl who got tricked into getting married. The guy took the girl there, murdered her, and kept her body there. Okay, but the body was never to be found.
okay
So ऐसा है कि पूरनमाशी के दिन this is like very very vivid. Okay, the story.
कौन से दिन?
पूरनमाशी के दिन. So on the full moon day.
Okay.
Purnima
So
Purnima, हाँ,
on
okay. That's
on
the
the
word I
full
know.
moon day.
correct him now Nushazar, correct him.
But नहीं, he
Yeah,
is saying the
उसका
right word,
हिंदी
ना?
अच्छा नहीं. Yeah,
हाँ,
exactly.
वही तो.
So on the full moon day, she comes out and she stops people late at night. Okay,
Okay.
and the story is so crazy that one of my friends saw this girl and tried to stop, but then realized that something is not right because it was in the middle of the night around 12:30 or something, and this lady all clad and ready like a bride, and she's trying to stop the car. So he didn't stop the car and he sped, but she held a grip of the door. Okay,
Okay.
and the story is that she could see in the mirror that she's still standing there, but the hand was with the car and the car was speeding. See,
That's scary. Like a proper
so
horror
so
movie scene.
it's
Yeah.
good,
yeah,
he is very smart. If you see anybody 12 baje in the middle of a bloody forest, you don't stop.
You
You
never stop.
either
yeah.
speed up and avoid them, or you speed up and go straight through them, bhai.
भाई
Right.
Go straight through them.
12
No
बजे
danger.
के बाद किसी
नहीं,
को
12
नहीं.
बजे भी नहीं. Like
11 बजे.
anytime sundown के बाद, if you see it like this, you go. You
Correct,
avoid.
correct.
You see this in the morning, you avoid.
You avoid it like, as you mentioned, you avoid it like the plague.
Like the plague.
Correct, correct. No. But speaking of mud, I'll tell you. See, I've been living here for the last 20 plus years. अब तक तो I am been lucky कि मुझे ऐसा कुछ encounter नहीं हुआ. But I won't say it's something like an urban legend or something supernatural. वही होता I was coming home late one night by the Hamla road. Okay, not from the
Hmm.
jetty, from the
Hmm.
Hamla. So Hamla के just आगे. So the this the coast guard is on the right when you come from
Yeah,
the car. तो लेफ्ट में कुछ नहीं, लेफ्ट में इट्स बैरन एम्प्टी लैंड. तो
correct.
जब गाड़ी आगे आ रही थी ना, आई सॉ कैन, जो कोक का कैन होता है ना, वहां से वो उड़ के इधर आया. लाइक इट वाज ऑन द रोड ओनली, इट वाज रोलिंग. एक सेकंड के लिए मेरी फट गई कि ये क्या है, बिकॉज देयर व्हेन आई एम सीइंग देयर इज
Someone has
नथिंग
to have
देयर.
been there.
Yeah.
आई नो
Someone had
बट
to have rolled the can, na? वही तो I'm saying. So
वही
you
तो
must
आई एम
have been like,
सेइंग.
oh,
हाँ, कि उसी टाइम पे रात को व्हाई विल समबडी रोल द कैन. और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि हवा उस तरफ से आती हो, हवा कम्स फ्रॉम द ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन फ्रॉम वेयर आई
Correct.
स्टे. So it's completely opposite to geography and winds and everything. So that really startled me. That is the one thing which has come close to something in mud. And speaking of stories, I had gone for a house party here in mud only in Raheja many years ago. So there one of the people were talking about mud का है, ये रात को नहीं जाना चाहिए. So that one friend was saying कि एक बार यही हुआ था. I have again a friend of a friend of a friend. ये हुआ था कि somebody is going in a taxi and the taxi is going ahead, and then suddenly in the rear view mirror, the passenger who's sitting in the back, he can see somebody sitting right next to him. Again a lady, she's just sitting, she's doing
Ah,
nothing.
hmm.
And then he is pulverized, he is shaken because he can't see anybody here. then he's driving, and the driver is driving. So when the driver stops, when the passenger is going out, the driver asks him, "आपने भी उसको देखा ना?" Crazy, bro. I'm getting goosebumps. Crazy, like they're so real. You know these stories. If you see,
Yeah,
there is so much of authenticity behind them. You want to believe them. क्या शायद ये हुआ है? But you're too terrified to witness it yourself. You know that is the
right.
fun part about urban legends. कि जैसे ब्लडी मेरी का मैं फैसिनेटेड हूँ कि शायद ये होगा, बट मैं
हाँ.
कभी खुद नहीं करूंगा भाई. तौबा,
Like
तौबा,
there's
तौबा.
this very morbid curiosity that I have with it. Ki, like there's one part of me which is like I never want to experience something like this. And there's another part of me saying ki, why have I not seen it? थोड़ा ऐसा spice in life चाहिए कि I need to get scared यार out of something, you know?
Oh, अच्छा ठीक है चलो. Let me tell you guys.
Oh
You
Okay.
know,
no.
you're talking about urban legends. I'll tell you my two very strange encounters.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, Bhushan, is it that New York one?
No, the New York one is very different. It's very light. But
Okay.
you know, these two are like the crazy ones. Okay.
चलो चलो, please, please, please.
Is it in India? Because Indian ones are
In
always the best.
very much in India. One in Bombay in RA Colony and one in Chennai.
What is it? Is it the one in New York? Is that the one?
New York वाला तो है भाई, but you know, there's one in Bombay and one in Chennai.
Okay.
And
Okay.
in Bombay in RA Colony. Oh,
ठीक है, बताओ, बताओ.
Everyone knows RA is haunted वैसे.
Yeah. That's the urban
And
legend of Mumbai.
RA is
So
the haunted only.
अरे वो
Everyone
भी है ना,
knows that.
मुकेश मिल्स भी तो है. मुकेश
Hmm.
मिल्स. We shoot there,
see,
but it's scary. हाँ, बोलो बोलो Bhushan. Sorry.
the thing is that RA Colony is haunted, but this is not about a ghost. Okay, and this is going to sound very crazy. I know.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know, one of our uncles used to stay in Marol. Okay.
Hmm.
So he
किधर
had
आता है?
come home. Marol is, matlab, ये Andheri, it's in Andheri East.
अच्छा.
Okay. So towards Sakinaga. So one night, you know, he stayed back late, and you know, he was a little high. So I said, you know, I'll come and drop you. Okay. So I went to drop him, and it was pretty late, around 12:30. I dropped him home. अब मैं बोला यार हाईवे से घूम के जाएंगे, बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, लेट्स टेक आरए कॉलोनी. एंड इन आरए कॉलोनी, यू नो, इफ यू आर क्रॉसिंग द टोल after 11, they always tell you that if something happens inside, we are not responsible.
What, really?
They tell you, yes.
Really?
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're taking RA colony after 11 o'clock, अभी तो बहुत गमा गमी हो गई. This I'm talking about 15-20 years back. Okay.
Correct, correct. Okay.
So you could not see one car, okay, at that time in RA colony. So I said कि चल ठीक है यार, क्या होएगा, RA colony फटाफट निकल जाएंगे, 10 मिनट में तो घर पहुंच जाएंगे. And I was driving an alto at that time. Oh, and I drive and drive and drive. Then there is this area of Chota Kashmir, जहाँ पे वो boating club और वो सब है. And I'm driving at ease. I'm 60 पे, ना भगाना ना कुछ. And then I hear an ambulance. Okay, dee daw, dee daw, dee daw, dee daw, all of a sudden, and I see it's coming right from my back. So मैं धीरे से गाड़ी साइड में लेके I slow down. He let the ambulance first. Okay, an ambulance would be zipping at what, 80-90. Okay, I see the ambulance zipping, and then I continue धीरे धीरे. And जैसे ही ambulance जाती है ना, you know, I see a black figure. Okay, going at the same speed, but it's not walking, it's floating, literally floating behind the ambulance. Okay.
Okay.
And I start to shake her, like, ये क्या देख लिया मैंने, पता नहीं. So I'm still driving, and till the ambulance is going and I can see the ambulance, I can still see the black figure. Okay. It's like a cloth. Okay, it's nothing else. It's no individual, it's no human. I only see like a black cloth floating. Okay, and I like, and then I get home and I'm like shaking. Mom is like, क्या हो गया, पसीना पसीना, like ऐसा ऐसा देखा. So mom ने ऐसे झाड़ू से मारा, वो कांदा अंदा घुमा के फेंका बाहर, नींबू मिर्ची चेंज की घर की. She's like, just go to sleep, don't think about it. तो उन्होंने वो दरवाजे पे ऐसे चप्पल रख दी. I was like, you know, I wasn't sure what I saw. So next day, you know, just trying to make sense of it. So mom said कि तुमने किसी का काल देख लिया. Generally, you're not supposed to see it, but you know, if you see it, it follows you. So I was like scared again, but fortunately, nothing happened after.
That's what. That's what.
Okay,
So
but
That's
basically,
the
you saw
part.
the Reaper.
so this was like the one crazy encounter that I can never forget.
So that ambulance driver was basically faster than death at that point.
Yeah.
Death
I
couldn't
No.
believe
catch
so
the
because
ambulance.
it was following, and imagine this when you see something floating. I was like, what?
And in the middle of the night, you see something like with a black robe literally flying. I mean, किसी के भी फटेगी दोस्त, किसी के भी, ही मैन की भी फटेगी. I am the master of the universe. ये देख लिया ना, उसकी भी फट जाएगी. तो I can understand the fear, buddy. I can understand.
The second one was in Chennai. वो लोग
Chennai.
बोलते हैं ना कि ये possession क्या होता है, human get possessed, another soul enter, आंखें सफेद हो जाती हैं and all of that. So I had this friend living in Chennai. His name is Arvind. He stays in London now. So his younger sister, you know, had fallen sick for several days. And I used to work in a company and I used to travel a lot at that time. And I was in Chennai at that time. So suddenly I get a call from Arvind that, there is some problem and I need help. Can you come home? And I go to his place. He meets me and he tells me that, I want to tell you something and it's not right, but I've got the father to come in and see, but I don't know how to tell you. I was like, what happened? So he's like, something is wrong with my sister. And his sister was like 14, 15 at that time. So I was like, okay, what happened exactly? Tell me. Said, my sister is possessed and, there's something bad happening in the house. So his father and mother had passed just a couple of years back. Okay, it was just his sister and him. And he was like, don't get scared, when we get home. I was like, I want to see her, maybe I could talk to her. So I get home and she's not there. Okay.
Okay.
And I asked him, where is she? He said, look up. And she was literally sitting on the fan.
Damn.
She was literally sitting on the fan and her eyes were completely grey.
Okay.
Okay, and she's not talking, she's not doing anything, she's just sitting there. Okay, just looking like this and not doing anything, not creating any harm, not yelling, nothing. So I told Arvind, this is not normal. I said, I don't know whether we can face this or we
Clear.
can do something about it. Let's just quietly walk back. Let's not intimidate. Let's not do anything. Let's not show power. Let's just walk back. So we walk out, we go to the church, which is 10 minutes away. We speak to the father. Father says that, maybe an exorcism is required. He said he doesn't do it, but he knows somebody who can do it. So Arvind that night stayed with me, and next night I had to fly back. So I told Arvind that, I'm going to continue sending prayers, but I really don't know what to do in this situation. Absolutely no clue.
True. True.
So, but seen it first hand. Okay. So ये जो movies में दिखाते हैं ना, it is not all fantasy.
Correct.
So I was scared to death at that point in time, seeing that little girl sitting on the fan. But I tell you, ये कहते ना कि यार अपना खुद का encounter हो, there should be some spice in life. But जब ये होता है ना भाई, फट जाती है literally.
No. No.
Okay.
सही बोला.
So
Bro.
I'm telling you this कि कई बार even today, I get nightmares of seeing that scene again. I like never want to see it.
No. I understand. Like, देखना bro, आप हमें सुना रहे हो and I'm getting scared.
Yeah,
Imagine
exactly.
you have been through it. You know what I mean? And speaking of this Arik colony incident, Nushaza, isn't this like, the guy in the trail, like, the killer in the back seat? Because क्या होता है, in the urban legend, the girl is driving a lonely highway. Again, it's always highways. So she comes and in the lonely highway, there's a gas station. She's filling gas. So the guy who's like the gas station owner, he is like kind of very weird towards her, and she's like a alone girl in the middle of nowhere, and he's filling gas in her car. Okay, and then he looks at her and he's like, very like shaken, and she's finding that this guy is a creep. So he says, okay, like when she's coming to pay the money, he catches her hand, and he can't speak because he stutters. So he's trying to tell her something, and
That someone's in the back.
no, yeah, she's freaking out. He leaves him. She just puts the money there, starts the car and runs, like drives off. And he's saying there's somebody in the back seat. So that urban legend is that the killer is sitting. There's one guy sitting in the back seat of her, waiting to attack her.
Uh,
So somewhere, when Bhushan said the ambulance lights came off, that's somewhat very similar. Like what I'm trying to say is that urban legends, no matter where they are in the world, somehow they are connected everywhere. The lady in white, the hitchhiker, the hook, the guy with the hook. The houses, the phone call is coming from inside the house.
Hmm.
So many of them can be relatable to any part of the world.
there's
That
one
is
more that I'd heard in about a film. I
which one?
think it's a very scary film that I'd seen. Kaun करके है, Kaun.
Con,
Con.
don't
Con,
open the
हाँ,
door.
हाँ, Con.
ठीक
That
है.
Urmila Matondkar and Manoj
हाँ
Bajpayee.
हाँ हाँ
Yeah.
हाँ. उसमें they are saying कि in that final scene where she is answering the door and she makes that very scary face, they're saying कि she was actually possessed during that filming. During filming that scene, she was actually possessed.
Okay,
Because
now, sorry I'm cutting you, but this is completely freakazoid zone for me. I'll tell you why. This thing happened with this madam putting the song on. Today morning, I told you I woke up early. My wife sent me a synopsis of a story. Okay, like somebody sent her. I was imagining Con because it is about a man and a woman in a rainy night. I swear, I'm not lying. You know, it is so crazy. It's so freaky. Oof. And you mentioned Con. Out of
हाँ.
all the films, you have to mention Con.
Because when we were talking about this, I had researched ki was she actually possessed and all, because मैंने movie देखा and that face at the end was just too good. ठीक
Yeah,
है?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
It's
was
too
creepy.
good. They were saying ki they took multiple takes where she was not able to make a scary enough face, and then suddenly ये मुंह आ गया.
Oh, yeah, miss.
Just suddenly.
Damn. Damn. As I said, like urban legends, ghosts, monsters, paranormal, haunted
And
horror.
another thing is ki like you just start you like how Bhushan saw an apparition, na? I actually had a friend who totaled his car pura because of it.
Oh.
He was driving he
Hmm.
was driving, and this was not even raat. It was like somewhere in the evening.
Hmm.
Sundown हो रहा है, ठीक है? And he's saying कि so my friend and then his extended friend group, like उसके building के कुछ दोस्त थे, ठीक है? So he's sitting in the back seat, talking, enjoying and all, and then he's saying the next thing he remembers is bloody waking up with the car wreck pura.
Damn.
ठीक है?
Okay. Okay.
Oh
He's saying
boy.
he literally saw someone just ऐसा rushing across the road.
Oh,
So he swerved to avoid. He crashed the car.
Damn.
ठीक है?
crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
But the driver said that he was not airbag fata, then he was not this thing. Like he was still conscious जब ये
Got
सब
it.
हुआ. He did not get knocked out. But he said
Oh,
कि
boy.
when he tried to look, there was no one there. He just saw
Shit.
someone running across.
Crazy, crazy. For me, I love horror. Okay, I love watching horror films and everything. So there is this channel on YouTube. It's called Nuke's Top 5. Okay, so I am obsessed with that channel. I mean, 99% उसमें लोग खुद वीडियो बनाते हैं. I'm going to give that disclaimer. कि लगता है कि ये made up है. But somewhere you still want to believe. My point is that कि यार शायद ये है. शायद they
think
have caught a ghost in the video.
There are things. There
Which are
are
beyond
things
our
like
explanation.
but I don't know, these are urban legends, but there are like actual, scary stories that could become urban legends. Like there's this entire little fad where they were like ring camera footage nikal raha tha sab. Scary
Hmm.
ring camera
Yeah,
footage,
yeah,
na?
yeah.
Usme there are a few legitimate ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there was one where an old lady, she has some sort of dementia, theek hai? She's literally standing at that person's door with a knife asking for them to open the door.
Damn.
Like, sweetie, can I come in types.
Old,
And it
old
turns out
ladies
that
are scary.
lady, it turns out that lady actually had dementia.
That's sad.
Okay,
Yeah.
and she might be harmless, but you see an old lady, sweetie, can I come in?
Damn, bro.
You see it on your camera, the first thing you do is pull out the 12 gauge, bhai. You
Bhai,
start blasting through the door. The old lady be that.
I will take a freaking scar. Forget the gauge. I have a AR in my hand, bro. Forget all of that. That is scary. No, no. Speaking of old ladies, very long ago, okay, this is when I was a kid. So Nushazar wasn't even born that time.
Of
So,
course.
yeah, definitely.
40 years
So,
ago.
yeah, thanks. For that. Not when I was just born, huh, because I have the memory of seeing this
Oh,
episode.
okay,
So,
okay.
yeah. There was a show called The Twilight Zone. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in that, I think on that time it was only Star TV. There was no Star Plus or Gold, nothing, just Star TV.
Okay, okay.
So, रात को 11:30 or 11, this Twilight Zone used to come. And again, जैसे आहट की तरह Bhushan, it had short stories. So, one of them was called Ma, M-A. You know, like how they say Ma, mother, Ma. So, same thing. There's a young boy. His mother is very ill. She's in the room. And they have not shown her. And he has to go and give her food. Bus. And something is wrong with her. The treatment of those 15 minutes, I still cannot forget. It still gives me chills. There are movies which I have seen which make me laugh. You know, some horror movies which are just beyond comprehension of comedy. कि भाई ये क्या हो रहा है? But there are some of them, my God, terrifying. Like, I'll tell you, speaking of horror, my favorite movie in the recent times in horror, because I've seen all of them, is Grave Encounters. Please see it if you haven't. It's a found footage kind of a film because the guys got the camera. I love those. I love that genre. Thanks to the Blair Witch Project, I love found footage. So this is a
It's
found footage
classic.
film. Oh, dude, I can watch that movie a million times. I just love, and it's a very simple story. Again, I don't want to give any spoilers. See it. It's my favorite horror film. What is your favorite horror film? You both.
Raz, the
Raz.
first one.
Good. Nice.
When I watched it the first time, scared.
Of course.
That entire movie is like just a bad experience for me.
In a good way, I guess.
So like now when I watch it, I'm not as scared.
Got it.
But when I watch it, I remember how I felt when I watched it the first time.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Horribly scary movie for me the first time when I watched it. I'm like, bhai, this is like, because what used to happen is now when I was small and I used to be very used to home, okay? So even when I'm with my family in a different place, living somewhere else, like in a hotel or something, I'm scared to sleep in those rooms. ठीक है वो ऐसा होता था अब तो कुछ नहीं है बट पहले होता था बहुत आई यूज्ड टू बी स्कैर्ड if my parents are if my family is not there तो खलास भाई I want to go home type हो जाता था
समझ गया हाँ
but it was like and Raz is like that it's that in a nutshell only कि she has gone to that house ठीक है she is living in a strange house and वहाँ पे it is hitting the fan it was basically my entire experience in a movie कैसे like if it actually happened मैं क्या करूँ
too close to home. Yeah.
too close to home but the other Raz movies are not that good for me.
The first
The
one was
first one was just too
absolutely
good.
great. What
Too
about
good.
you, Bhushan?
Why?
This was Bollywood. Sorry. This was Bollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood,
Okay.
Bollywood.
Hollywood mein it would be so my favorite one that I only saw recently was The Exorcist.
What, the original, no?
The original one, not the new
original one.
remake.
Yeah. The remake
And
was
also
terrible. Yeah.
the original Poltergeist movie.
That's also good. Yeah.
So those two are like वो classic horror बोलते हैं ना it's that. I saw The Exorcist very recently and I'm like मैंने not seen it before. I was cursing myself. Yeah, I saw it so late. It turned
know,
out
I
to
know.
be one of my favorites.
Oh, dude. The
It's
Exorcist, the first
too
one.
good. It's too good. It's so freaking scary.
True.
Yeah,
And
it
has
scarred me
obviously
for
one
life.
of the it's one of the you would have that experience with that also, na seeing someone possessed like that.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
It
What
scarred me
what
for
a
life.
movie. Then I went and researched the movie and all the I'm like they are showing demonic possession and they are showing stuff like defiling Christ and stuff. This must have not gone well during that time, and I was right.
Yeah.
But
It was like a
bro,
big.
it was before The Conjuring. It
Ah.
was the highest grossing horror movie ever.
Ever. Yes.
Like I'll tell you, Mom, this is when Mom was like, in the 70s, no? So
yeah.
Mom was shooting. So she saw this movie in London. She was telling people were fainting in the theater. Fainting.
I
It
can
was-
imagine.
Matlab, see, today, like when I see The Exorcist, of course, it's a great film. But
Still.
like, I remember for Sinister, I remember I was watching it on DVD. Sinister, it was very scary. That was the one movie I was watching alone. I put the volume down of the speakers. Like I can't watch this movie, but I was like, मैं ऐसा था for
Mhm.
Sinister. Like because I've seen all the horror films, but back then The Exorcist, terrifying, absolutely terrifying. You know, crazy.
They'd
Sinister
given
is वो
puking
वाला
bags to
ना.
people.
कौन
Yeah,
सा?
yeah, yeah, they give puking bags to people.
Yeah,
मैं
yeah,
क्या
yeah.
क्या पढ़ रहा था.
Of course, of
Right.
course.
क्या क्या पढ़ रहा था मैं.
Even Paranormal Activity, the first one.
Yes.
These are all actually
Oh,
all classic movies. Like these created these new genres, you know.
yeah.
Amazing.
Exorcist created its own new genre. ठीक है.
Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch Project, Paranormal
Paranormal
Activity.
Activity.
Crazy
These are
paranormal
all
activity.
genre defining by.
Amazing.
And now
Too good.
Conjuring and Annabelle. Oh
All
boy,
right,
the
man.
nun. Oh,
Arey, dude, Conjuring. The second part, I remember, Balik. You know, I'm watching it in PVR on a Sunday 5 p.m. show, house full, packed. People just want to come and get terrified because they love it.
Only the first two movies. Huh?
Yeah, first, you know. But I'm glad you brought the Conjuring up. You know what Bhushan was talking about, you know, the Reaper and you know the exorcism and all everything that there was a time, I don't know whether it's still there or not, but it was a very important discussion even in law, even in court cases when you know like Conjuring 3, the devil
Mhm.
made me
Yeah.
do it. This actually
Yeah.
happened. There was a guy
Yeah.
who killed his family and he said, I didn't do it, the devil made me do it. So there was a proper the exorcism of Emily Rose is
Yes.
science and religion. Okay, is it
Completely.
brain fever what she's getting, or is it actually possession? So it's like again, we can keep on talking about this because
Right.
they both coexist in a way. You know, they both coexist. So that is that. And Bhushan, what about you? Your scary movies?
भाई दो है मतलब exorcist scarred me for life. मतलब to the extent कि मतलब अगर मैं मुंह धो रहा हूँ ना ऐसे मुंह धो रहा हूँ ऐसे
You
आँख
think
बंद
twice
होती है
before
ना
looking into the mirror, na?
Bloody Mary.
ओके it was so bad. ओके शावर में अगर आँख में साबुन चले गया ना तो ऐसा literally like that. So it has scarred me for life. Okay, even still, you know, if I see that poster of Exorcist brings back everything. Then
Got it.
there is one movie that as a child I lost sleep over. It was 20 Saal Baad.
That's Dad's movie, no?
Yes.
Yeah. 20 Saal Baad. Yes.
I haven't
Got
seen it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dad
I
did
mean,
that horror
though
film. Yeah.
that time, that movie is something else. I tell you.
True. I remember
And
that, you know, Dimple Kapadia's hand gets
the
stretches like
hand.
that. Oh, thinking about it, a full hand goes like a stretches and goes till there.
I have goosebumps.
I know. Just
देखना
thinking
पड़ेगा.
about it. Yeah, 20 साल बाद. Yeah, 20 साल.
20 Saal Baad. So
And
that
हाँ बोलो
that
sorry.
movie scarred me for a very long time. Very, very long.
I know. I get it. Mom also says Raat, you know, Ram Gopal Verma, I think he
Raat,
directed it.
oh,
Yes.
Terrifying, bro.
for years I would have
Oof.
nightmares of the ants coming out of bed. Oh man.
Terrifying. And speaking of horror, this is going to be a little bit of a pun. You know, Haunted, of course, I did with Vikram sir. We're shooting the sequel now, Haunted Ghosts of the Past. Trust me, guys, it's way more scarier than the first one. Way more
Right.
scarier. Like, because see, and the thing is, you know, people ask me, कि आपको डर नहीं लगा shooting के वक्त? See, when you're filming, you're in the character, the lights are there, the camera is there. You have to stand in the mark, you have to remember the dialogue, you have to emote. उस वक्त you're just performing. In fact,
Right.
you want it to be more scary. Like the jump scares in Haunted 2 are going to be more scarier than in the first part. Because I know I've sat with Sir in the storyboard. No? I've sat with him. We have discussed scenes. Trust me, I don't want to tell anything. When you guys come to the premiere, you'll see it yourself. It's absolutely terrifying.
Speaking of, कब है भाई?
Soon. Very soon.
4-5
But
2025.
bhai,
Inshallah.
but bhai, also I remember watching Haunted in theater with 3D glasses on. Oh, that was scary, I tell you.
I
And
know.
I never watched a horror movie in 3D, and trust me, I will never forget Haunted. You know, because that was one of its kind experience ever.
It was
You
the
know,
first one in India,
in
na?
Indian
Yeah.
film industry
Stereoscopic
ever.
3D. The first film.
The first one.
You know, right from that scene where that Baba blows the smoke and it comes like this. I was like, oh,
Even this is 3D. Even
what
Haunted
was
2 is
that?
3D. Yeah.
Well said.
So crazy.
So I
So
can never forget it.
is it like supposed to be viewed in 3D, or
Yeah. I mean,
it's
it's
built for
made.
3D, na?
Yeah, it's made for 3D.
Ah,
Like,
then.
and plus, we are going one step ahead by doing augmented reality. Again, I will not give much more spoilers about the film. Once the trailer is out, you'll see it for yourself. But all I can say is that, of course, I'm in it, so I'm going to say it, but it's actually true. It has a great story, and of course, way more terrifying. The way we are, because see, hota hai na, like when I did Haunted, I
Hmm.
used to watch horror films then, but इतने सालों से मैं सीख गया हूँ कि क्या चाहिए ना, like when Bhushan mentioned Conjuring, नन तो भाई भूल ही जाओ. वालेक को तुमने कॉन्जरिंग से लेकर उसको कॉमेडी शो बना दिया. यू मेड हिम अ क्लाउन, मेड दैट नन इनटू अ क्लाउन. यू नो व्हाट आई मीन? बट दैट्स द एसेंस. ना यू कांट जस्ट कीप शोइंग डार्कनेस
हाँ.
भू. ऑडियंस विल कितना दिखाओगे आप? इंसीडियस के बाद भी द फर्स्ट इंसीडियस टेरिफाइंग. तो वही होता है ना,
Would
लाइक
never watch it again.
बाप रे. No, imagine how we're talking about urban legends, we came to horror movies.
Yeah.
Sinister was which movie, bhai?
Sinister is that, na? Ethan Hawke. He's
Acha, where he
a.
finds those videos.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude. The children. That is.
the guy, that, what is his name?
I don't know his name, but.
Babadook or
he's-
something. No,
No,
different.
Babadook is
Yeah,
a different
Babadook is
film
different.
altogether. Babadook also very scary, huh, by the
Hmm.
way.
But
No,
that
Sinister is
basically
just
the ghost in that movie basically possesses the child to then kill the family and
to
record
kill
it
the
and all
family.
that.
Exactly.
Oh.
And in the end, it's just he's watching his own children.
Hmm.
Oh my, I'm getting goosebumps. Like that film I remember I was watching alone, 11 o'clock in the night. पूरा वॉल्यूम कम. बोले भाई नहीं भाई, मैं देख लूंगा तुम्हें, बट जंप स्केयर नहीं चाहिए भाई. आई कांट टेक इट. So that was sinister for me. Yeah.
Uh.
So crazy. No, but see, the point is that we are talking about urban legends, but देखो urban legends may be supernatural elements है. Supernatural elements which is connected to horror, horror is connected to movies connected to thrills. Somewhere everything correlates, is what I'm trying to say. That is the
But
fascination.
I also want to say that there are several urban legends related to houses also. Okay,
Many.
because
Yeah.
because I remember I was staying in a place called Chincholi Bandar,
Hmm.
and we had this building called Dheeraj Diamond, which was right next. Okay, and so there was this case wherein Sunil was the guy, I think, who was murdered and cut into several pieces, put in a bag, and then, so his girlfriend and girlfriend's boyfriend had done that.
Correct.
By believe me, every time I have gone to that building for something, even passed close by, and you can feel it that there's something eerie about this place. And
True.
then the maid comes home, the maid who used to come. She said that, I got into the building and I wanted to get down on the 14th floor. Okay. And the lift is just completely going out. It's going up, it's coming down, it's not stopping anywhere. And she is inside. So she collapsed. And, on some 7th or 8th floor, the lift stopped. So they dragged her out, took her to the hospital. And next day she comes home and tells this happened. Okay. And the week following, the house was sealed and some bank guys came in. Okay. So, to get some documents and, whatever was there to take possession and auction the flat. Okay. They see somebody who's sitting in the house and reading newspaper. And this is the bank officer's story. Okay.
Okay.
The bank officer who had come said that, we go in, there's somebody sitting in the house and reading newspaper. So nobody talks, they go and do their own thing. The guy goes in the bedroom and sees the same guy standing and, reading the same newspaper. He's like,
Standing and reading.
standing and reading. Okay, the same guy. The bank officer ran out, he felt sick. And then weeks later, he reported back to work and told the story. And
Damn.
still, till that day, nobody goes to that flat.
Of
Okay.
course. In fact,
So-
speaking of Ram Gopal Verma, he made a movie on this. I remember. Yeah. Me and
Whoops.
mom had gone to see the show. I forgot the name of the film, but yeah, it was on this story only. That is it.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, so-
scary, yeah.
Scary, bro. Scary. Like as I said, no, like there's so much to talk about, when it comes to urban legends and supernatural things and ghosts and La Llorona and the Lady in White and Bloody Mary. So of course, as I said, I would love to talk with you guys more about this, but of course we have to culminate the episode. But guys, listeners and viewers, if you are watching this and listening to this, if you want a part 2 upon horror and ghosts or anything supernatural, please let us know in the comment section. We would love to discuss it more because I though absolutely love this. Even though I'm scared, I would love talking about it more and more. So yes, so this is us wrapping up this episode upon urban legends, ghosts, and everything horror. But please do make sure to like the video, comment, and of course, please subscribe. So yeah, this is me, Mimoh of the Three Desi Amigos, wrapping up this episode. Until next time, Nushazar, Bhushan, please.
See you guys. Hope you can sleep at night after this.
Correct.
Have a scary time recollecting all of these stories.
Yeah. We
And
gave
tell us
them sorry.
And in the comment section, do tell us, if you have any scary story to share with us.
Share your story or cease. Just talk about if you can relate to whatever we've said. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
I think everybody will have their own scary story.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
We would love to hear about it in the comment section, guys. So please do that. Thank you. So yes, so until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No.
Podcast pe you said something else, na? Podcast
What
pe you
did I
said something
say?
else.
No. See, Nushazar, this is fabricated lies, what Vishnu is saying. Nobody
Acha,
knows
acha,
this has
acha.
happened. किसी को नहीं पता ये हुआ है. Okay?
I will get
See,
all the other friends and I will let them speak. I'll let them have their say.
Listen to what he said though. किसी को पता नहीं है कि ये हुआ है.
Exactly.
No
There
one
is no
knows that
proof.
it happened.
He's seconding it.
We're talking 25,
but
30
But
years
it has
back. So,
happened.
yes. Over a period of time.
And if you're saying fabricated lies, minus and minus is plus.
Plus.
So fabricated lies is truth.
It's the truth. Guys, I'm telling you. It's nothing but the truth.